So we've undergone, if any of you have followed Adobe over the last couple of months, we've undergone a really big change as an organization. We used to be able to go and buy software and install Photoshop or InDesign or whatever you wanted. You could go and buy that product, and you could either download or physically go buy disks to install the software. Have any of you, have you heard about what the change is? Anybody know what the change is in our business model? What is it?
You're now completely cloud-based.
That's right. So we went entirely cloud-based. You can't go and just buy disks and install software. You've got, it's all, our whole product suite, this Creative Cloud is a cloud-based system, and you run everything through the cloud. Well, that changes the way that we've got to now measure. We had the luxury when it was just the Creative Suite, which I showed you previously, to be able to see how many people were ultimately buying the software. Now we've got to measure subscriptions and moving forward, our ability to retain current customers within this cloud model. So when we launched this, though, the Creative Cloud, this kind of switch over, and I'll be honest, there was a lot of negativity around this. People weren't very happy about the fact they didn't get to own software anymore. But here's how this all happened. Again, social drove 9% of the traffic back to the product pages. During one specific event that we had, which was the Adobe Max conference where this was announced, it drove 12% of all the traffic back to these product pages. And that was 3.5 times what we typically were doing within social. And then of the new subscriptions, 6.5%. Now I'd love to be able to get up here and say, social drove 98% of all the revenue that we generated in all of the subscriptions. For us, this is still valuable. This helps us in terms of being able to allocate the appropriate dollars within the marketing mix. We now know what kind of money we could potentially put into it. We've got a group within our organization, the Marketing Insights team, that is a bunch of brainiac guys that come from math backgrounds and economic backgrounds, and they're running all of these regressions within the sort of these econometric models that ultimately allow them to determine how much money we ought to be spending within one part of the marketing mix versus another, and increasing that and decreasing that until we get to the point of diminishing margin of returns with each of these. And we do that across PR, we do that across social, we do it across some of the other traditional marketing channels. And by the way, how many people here have a PR background? For those of you that are PR, that was my background too. I should tell you that one of the shocking findings through these econometric models is how much value PR, they have found that PR efforts have on not just awareness, but on conversion. And they've, as a result, way increased the amount of money that they're spending on PR channels because of the fact that they found that putting out a press release was not just making people aware, it was a key part of the conversion process. So it's kind of a random aside. I hope you find that interesting. But again, a future thing that we've got to look at now is how do we drive new subscriptions within social? And then one that we've got to figure out and tackle, it's going to be a challenging one for us, is how do we measure the retention rates?